We are back as we are still in the forest, as we are going to get some relaxation, and we are going to get some more of our Viridian day. As now we end up going through all the sections of the forest before we end up leaving. If we can make it through before the bug Pokemon kick us. Slowly and surely, like right now, as this pecks are super effective from tip and lift, gradually this is good, but they are practicing on the strength of their pecs also. Battery is going low. It is super effective. As I hope, it will be shown how brave the Caterpie is for taking that peck and bracing the scarcity of the lair. Knowing that Tiff was coming, as Kakune reveals himself, and Shock ends up coming out. Now, ideally, as it is an advantage because the bug Pokemon typically know the Pikachu as defenders, and they don't really go against them. Now, ideally, as it goes, this Kakune is out. As I believe, high priority male, of course, as he is. And ideally, there is a little out with him. At the same time, Caterpie comes out to mellow things down. Now, as this spot sends out one. Wait for a second. Guido ends up using Shrimp Shot on him. But as it ends up being, Shock ends up really tired on both of them. Now, ideally, of course, as it is, it started Guido. But ideally, Kakune goes into harder defense mode and is ready for whatever is heading his way. And as it is, Shock just lets out a Thunderbolt extremely quick. And ideally, as it seems, and as we've seen Kakune take the damage, even after his harder, it hits. Now you can see the power impact. As Wind goes into a scratch afterwards for the Weedle, and it does massive damage. As you know, the tail whip made things much more light and the red even. But this Weedle female is still aggressive on her defense. Shock lets out his shock again of a Thunder Shock, and it goes Kakune ends up going down. Shock gains its level. Goes to level 9. As it goes, Weedle ends up being in defense. It seems like Pregnancy is just really down to her, knowing that she was going to go down. But it ends up being a critical if she hits from that Pregnancy she hits. Ideally, as it is not over. As another thing comes to defend for Kakune, and it's Caterpie. Now Caterpie ends up coming out, and of course, as it is, Caterpie comes out for me. So, of course, we will see if it will be a clan in this area. As we hear Caterpie again, as they make the noise and shout. And I really like to running into the clan. No, Weedle comes in defense. So Weedle comes in on defense afterwards, as we did with East Caterpie. As it is, Bun would scratch immediately, and he burns the coffee. Caterpie is pretty shocked and pretty stunned. Really about to listen to music also. Be ready and be prepared for it. Yes. anything good. I don't even care. I do care. I don't want to be penalized for it, but ideally we would not make this bedtime story boring for eternity. I know everyone will be watching it continuously. As Vom ends up taking down the Caterpie, of course. Sadly, it is like a sports nation. As ideally, we did get to enjoy and watch the finals, as I found out that it is going down. Chalk extremely hits a powerful from himself. Caterpie still has the braveness to his down. Caterpie is still brave. And Tiff just immediately goes over instinct and takes down this female leader immediately. While at the same time, winding out and tries to scratch while she's doing her peck, but isn't that effectively strong, as this male Weedle ends up being more resilient.
I think I killed everybody in the game last year, man. Fuck it, I was on though. And I thought I found a girl in my dreams at the strip club. Fuck it, I was wrong though. Shout out to all my niggas living tax free. Nowadays, 6 niggas.
One ends up getting poisoned, sadly. Alpha 2 took poison skins before she can land another attack. Now she's definitely hanging on. Now, of course, as he is, he catches Spot, and ideally, as it goes, she is sadly lets Wine know I might not be able to revitalize you this time. As she tries to heal Wine, but indeed, as it is, Kakuna pops out. Off of the leader. Now, as it is, she says, Wand, you have to attack immediately, even though you're poisoned. And as it is, Kakuna is hardened. Now, ideally, as it is, and it turns out to be, is as Kakuna ends up idealizing me, making Wand tough while feeling the poison while she's trying to gain her scratches. Wow, it's hardening. It's telling her to embrace, practically as the communication goes between them, to embrace going down from this poison from us in the forest. Ideally, as it is, they feel bad. The bug Pokemon feel guilty when Vine goes down, but ideally, the bug did and do what they have to do of defending the forest. As Vine goes down, sadly, after she goes on a scratch rampage of yeah. As I actually miss out, but it ends up being she sends out Coil and Coil starts hardening, reacting back to Kakuna. And as it is, he starts hardening a couple times. We just sit there and see how they react to seeing each other. And ideally, she tells Coil to string shot. Coil ends up missing it. Wow, Kakuna priority female dodges it. And she's still on hardened defense mode. Now, ideally as it is, it ends up getting Spot's attention, and she's just like, return. And she ends up finally actually sending out names. As Kakuna tries to harden, but Kakuna's defense ends up not going higher. So as it is, the harden can be in effect, but it's just at the same peak level. And as it ends up doing, she tells Ian to end up doing quick attack. And as it goes, the names does 2 ideal quick attacks in the same time. In Kakuna, she goes down. Caterpie comes out for me, but ideally the finish of Kakuna comes out another Weedle, and it's high level female. So of course her being priority, high level female Kakuna, this is a high level Weedle female comes out to defend her as she gets away. No, ideally it all makes sense. Yeah, it all in its way makes sense. If you really catch it and press storyline. Now some things will be off, but ideally it would make sense. Highly. Takes down Maria. Ideally it's pretty strange because she does quick attack first, but ideally I don't think it's that strange with her being on her heels. Does she have heels? No, she has claws. Does she have claws? No, she has claws. As our high level prime Pikachu comes out this time. So ideally it is real. Tiff and Pikachu start running and showing dominance. Now really Pikachu knows about Tiff doing what she's doing. Ideally Pikachu understands that she's making the forest tough, but ideally Pikachu is coming to let her know that he's had enough. As we find out what's really about to go down. No, ideally, she does clear after Pikachu's move out of the game. Well, she does it at the same time, but Pikachu hits her with Thunder Shock, and she's just, she looks at him like, and gets paralyzed. Whereas it is, Pikachu, he's on the rampage now. With his Thunder Shocks, and he ends up doing massive damage. His Tiff holds on with 1 HP. Of course, as it is, scares Leafa, and ideally, as Tiff makes her cry, Leafa comes out. As it is, ideally, they are the leaders for the team. Now, ideally, as it is, we're all a team family. But ideally, there's such of from the females catching theirs and the female catching theirs. But ideally, they're all family and we all in a team. And ideally, that's just what it is. Doesn't matter if we split and go to different areas or regions. We can leave the Pokemon and get together all in the tournament. Because, one thing is the professor. As Leafa takes down this Pikachu with her, but feels the power of static again. Appreciate that. As Tiff gets a lot of boost. It grows to level 9, but we do not know that. As she is returned. But if you want, Tiff can be out in the background just with us, or flying above, watching Leafa do her job and taking on this Pikachu. that could be an exceptional time. And she is paralyzed with one H, like with one health left. So you know, ideally, you know, what is she good at attack if she is out of the Pokeball? As everybody's getting saved, and we will go ahead after this battle. Well, Caterpie ends up missing his Vine doesn't locate, but Caterpie is still in the defense with a squishy butt bugger. If anybody was wondering why fighting moves aren't very effective on him, which is kind of funny, you know, they try to fight a bug type, you know, you're not really doing damage to them, so ideally they're going to jack you up as a person. I wanted to say as a human so bad, but I didn't. I did. Jack you up as a human so bad. I did want to say that exact sentence, but we will get back to the next episode. And I really appreciate you all.